Welcome to Omnai Unfolding, a David versus Goliath startup story. Episode 1. The story behind, the reason why, and the future we long to create.
Hi there. I'm Freddy. I am the CEO of Omnai, and this is the very first episode of our podcast, Omnai Unfolding. Settle in, because I think that both you and I are going on an adventure. It's going to be an adventure where you get to follow the unfolding of a tech startup company that is currently launching its beta stage, which means we're very early. We still haven't earned our first dollar yet. So you're going to be with us from the very beginning. And we intend to bring you along on this journey for two reasons. We think that building in public is a really good way to approach bootstrapping a venture like we're doing. And also, we want to build a community. The best way to build a community is to allow people to truly see what's happening on the inside. And so, welcome. I am really happy that you're here. And this first episode is meant to be a little story behind. So I'll take you back to where it all started, where this idea and where this seed was first planted in my mind. So settle in, because this is going to be the story behind and the reason why and the future we long to create. On a brisk March morning in 2020, as the world grappled with an unfolding pandemic, I found refuge in the solitude of a lakeside. I wasn't just drifting in the middle of my personal and a global chaos. I was escaping the walls of my childhood home. It was a place I had returned to chase my entrepreneurial dreams, and I left both my job and my apartment behind to do so. My relationship fell through, my startup failed, and the pandemic forced the first lockdown in Denmark. It all happened within the same week. And frankly, it felt like my life descended into chaos in what felt like a blink of an eye. Hiding away at this little spot next to the lake was where I could find the peace and the space to think. It was the only place without people, without breaking news about sickness, death, and chaos. I spent most of my time there, every day. And in one of those moments, besides the still reflective waters, the seed of an idea was planted. I realized that the overwhelming news cycle was more of a burden than a benefit. If I were to regain my balance, I would first have to take ownership of my mental health. Following and consuming traditional media held me hostage to the idea that the world was descending into chaos and that I should always be cautious about everything. I couldn't imagine a world where prioritizing my mental health and following the relentless news media coexisted. I made the, to many peers, extreme decision to completely opt out of the news cycle and instead solely rely on organically distributed information from friends and family and later my colleagues. This decision has served my mental health and my overall health incredibly well. And I've found that I'm not really missing out on anything important. I'm just a bit later to the news than the average foe. And this is the seed that now, years later, is sprouting into Omnai. So why is it sprouting now, you might ask? Well, we need to fast forward to October 2023. Now I'm an expat in Portugal, far from the network that once kept me informed. And the absence of a reliable information source hit me hard. The strategies that served me well in Denmark were unsustainable abroad. And despite searching, I found no robust solution that didn't compromise my mental health for the sake of staying informed. And the best way I found here to stay informed was volunteer-driven media sites and independent journalists providing local news in English. And although this is a commendable effort, it's far from sufficient for the growing global expat and immigrant population, which is approximately 15.4% in Denmark, immigrants and descendants combined. To me, it's crystal clear. Bridging this information gap is not just a personal need, but it's a global necessity. Omnai is our answer, powered by technology to scale solutions for non-native speakers worldwide. And this is just the beginning. Succeeding here is going to lay the groundwork for addressing broader issues in the media. And that I will share much more about in the next episode. So to wrap up, I cannot express my gratitude enough for your curiosity and that you're sitting here listening or watching me speak and tell my story. And I'm really eager to connect, because if we are to succeed with what we're trying to, we need your voice and we need you to speak up, and we need to understand what you feel and what you see as the problems and what you imagine as the solutions as well. So somewhere in the description of this episode, I'm sure you'll be able to find the link to our HQ with all the different links that you need to basically find out about us. And so if you follow that, you can find our LinkedIn accounts, you can find our email, you can sign up as a beta tester on our website. So please do that. Please get in touch. We would love to speak to you and just connect. So thank you for your time. I hope you are curious enough to listen to the next episode, where I will be addressing a little bit about what global media problems we face today, and just some very quick thoughts on what potentially could be the solutions to address them. So thank you for your time. Have an amazing day. See you later.